Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, good.
Okay, there we go. All right, we are live, baby, live. Yeah. So,
Ah,
so today is already February 16th, which is mind-blowing, 2024. I'm here with King Smarty. Hey, Smarty, how are you?
I'm fantastic. What's up?
Awesome. Well, we are probably so curious to hear what's going on your end, but I have, of course, pages of questions and it'll never end. So basically in your last our last video, you basically said everything that we've been working on is already done and that you can already see it done. And you're like, say, 20 years in the future, looking back at this present time. Is kind of that the way we could say it's happening?
Absolutely, that is the way. However, it's way more than 20 years.
Okay.
So you know how I'm always talking shit about when people say, "Oh, we're going to have a thousand years of peace," and then blah 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 blah. Okay, well, I've saw 20,000 years into the future already,
Wow.
and we become so spiritually advanced where we do some of the crazy things that I'm doing now. And I mean teleportation normally, everybody's doing it. Telepathic communications, everybody's doing it. Um, lots of Star Wars type things, but without the singularity crap that Elon Musk is promoting with the chips in the brains and stupid shit like that. We're going into a reality where it's source driven, if you would, meaning our creator. We don't need some of the stuff that they're promoting. Once we're fully connected to our Father, which we are already, but what I mean is once we're fully activated and realize some of the things that we're moving to or towards, then everybody else will see and realize what I understand when I say things like we're already done. It's already happened. Now I'll say this: the visions that I get are straight from our Creator, God, Dad, Allah. There's many different people on Earth that have different names for him, right? So that being said, um, he's giving me the visions of everything that he's wants, and he's having me enforce using energy, using frequencies, using love. We're going into a reality where we all literally love each other the way he loves us. And when we finally achieve that, all of the cool things that I talk about will be possible because we're all vibrating in a different state of love where anything's possible.
Okay.
So
So when you see 20 years, 20,000 years in the future, do you see like us guys still here in our new and improved bodies though, but we have these supernatural powers that we've been talking about for a while, and the
all
earth has
vibrating in it.
been the earth has been positively changed for the better, right? And okay. Wow. Okay.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about this is that it's not it's not a prediction. Okay, because dad doesn't work in prediction. He's literally showing me what I'm working towards. So when I say things like reinforce exposing this, reinforce that, reinforce getting this done, reinforce blah blah blah. When I say these things, it's because we're working towards that. Um, and the cabal is literally doing everything they can to stop what what we're working for, what we're all working towards, right? Now, what the cabal don't realize is that they're helping us get to where we're going. Because the more and more they threaten us and they attack us and they kill some of us, the more and more we get catapulted to that next level, which is why we are now 4 levels in consciousness. overnight. Okay. And because of them killing the African billionaire and them doing a bunch of other things here in the US, that catapulted us. And the fact that people like David Adair and John, the real John F. Kennedy Jr. is coming out, that's also catapulting us. So that we're moving into an area where there's no way they can censor us whatsoever. They can mess with our numbers. They can do this. They can do that. The right people are finding out about us, and once everybody realizes how real we all are, then you'll see some of the boom, boom, boom changes I've been talking about, and you will.
So basically, when we worry about like a little thing, you say, don't worry about it. It's because it's already been handled in what we'd call the future, but we're working on it now etherically. It takes a while to materialize in the physical world, but that's why people just need to be patient, have faith, and keep working on all the things that, we've been talking about, which is pretty much every topic,
Yeah. I'll give you a quick example. You went to the mall one day. You saw a nice pair of shoes that you like. Once you saw those pair of shoes, you had the mindset like, I'm going to go get some money and I'm going to come back and get these shoes. That's because it already happened. So what happens then is that you get paid and you go get those shoes. So imagine that on a bigger scale. That's what I do.
That's exciting, really exciting. I just, like, not that we don't believe you, but it's sometimes, like everyone's like in waiting mode and we feel it's close and we see things happening, but it's like, how much longer? There's never any point ever. It's always going to evolve. But we want to push it forward with our uplifting positive thoughts, our commands, our all the work we're doing already.
Right. And as soon as you change your mindset and stop thinking about when, that when becomes now, 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 now. Let's go,
Yeah.
go, 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 go.
Yeah.
It's like that carrot thing I keep talking about. You got the carrot dangling behind you, right? And it's here in front of you, and your ass is still chasing the carrot, not realizing all you have to do is lay back and just chill. The carrot falls on your lap. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we talked about chips last time, and basically every human is chipped, or I don't know what you want to call it, but how do they get them in? Like, is it when babies are born in the hospital? Like, how do they get those devices or chips in our bodies?
Well, there's various ways to do it, and it all depends on which group is doing it.
Ah,
Now, for instance, the chips that we are souls. They call it souls. They come from daddy. Those are chips too. The
oh,
consciousness, they're like chips, and they power the body. Um, uh, um, I'll show you a video of what I mean. It looks like a little type cross that's literally right here, and it's nothing but energy, and that's where the soul's at. So there's all types of chips. Okay. That's why we are in vessels. This is nothing but a meat suit to us. Where we are and what we're from. I mean, where we're from and what we are is way beyond the way beyond people's comprehension. So that's why stuff that I say sounds crazy, but it's only because they don't remember it, they don't understand it, or they just so heavily bamboozled where it's not even possible according to them.
right, right.
So that's another reason why a lot of the false information in the Bibles and all the biblical books will be coming to light because Dad wants that all exposed.
Okay. Okay. Tons of questions about the chambers today. The big one. All right. The big one, and it's just a comfort for people. Like a lot of us have lost loved ones. How do we know if and when that loved one is allowed to come back, like to Earth, to be with us again? Like, You said basically not everyone will be coming back, but many will. How do we know who's on what list?
Uh, that's a good question, and you won't know until it actually happens, or you're communicating with them and daddy.
Okay.
Um, but as the consciousness rises, you guys will understand that that's some stupid shit to even be worried about, to be honest. Um, and I say that seriously, and like there's so many things the people worried about right now, and they shouldn't be worried about at all whatsoever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's a program that they put you in.
Right.
Um, and once everybody's, what do you call it? Once the consciousness rises to a certain level, you ain't gonna worry about that loved one that you loved, because you're gonna realize you will love everybody, and that we're all connected, and that they can be reformed at any time. And it's that sense of separation and loneliness was just a program, a frequency created by a dark force.
Okay.
So, do you understand where I'm going at with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you realize that we're all connected to Dad, and you realize that we can manifest anywhere in the universe, you don't have that sense of missing someone, or the separation. Like, even like what David Adair was talking about, he's not sure if he be able to handle the separation through from Pitholem. She gonna handle it well.
She's gonna be able to run around and do stuff, right?
She's already doing it, and she's tagging along, and
Yeah.
she's listening to us, and we're communicating with her. And we're aware of different groups wanting to create chambers and stuff like that with her. And the problem is that they won't be able to talk to her. Now, you have to understand that our Father, source, the source of everything, designed this in such a way where when I get involved, that's because there's a thing. When other people and other groups get involved that are known to be full of shit, there's nothing. Okay?
Okay. So basically other groups are going to try to do the same thing that, you have been working on, the chambers, which you said that you've designed, a long time ago. They've been around for a long time. And we just are waiting for them to be approved for use here. And basically Pitholem, is working with you slash daddy slash many of us,
All right.
and the other groups will not be able to use Pitholem in the same way. So they may have, med beds or whatever, but they're not going to be anywhere near what we'll be experiencing.
They're not going to be nowhere close to what we have.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I was talking about the crystalline chambers on the Real Truth Call, where Jared Rand would come on after my conversations. He started talking about celestial chambers, right? Well, we find out now that's all BS, right? Then they wanted to have people fund
Right.
that chamber.
Right.
We found out now that that's all, it went downhill. Why? Because it wasn't a thing.
Right.
Now, as far as the med beds, we do know, as far as with our remote viewing abilities and communication with Daddy, that they do have med beds. They do have medical beds. Some of them are fucking antique. Uh, um, uh, some of them are so antique that they look like a fucking a hospital bed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I'll say this too. Dr. Salas just interviewed the guy, Dan Willis. Now, a couple of years back, I sent Dan Willis a bunch of frequencies, holograms, and things to grow food and all that. A couple of years ago, all of a sudden, towards the end of his video, he's got all these frequency devices now. I mean, come on now. And they're coming up with these medical beds and holographic beds and all that stuff. Like, okay. Now that's another reason why dad's dropping it like it's hot, because these guys are all around the world are taking my shit, you know, doing what they do with it, and then promoting it as their shit,
Yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah.
The cool part about all that is thank you for sharing all of the cool stuff that's coming, and we're going to have first. That's the end result.
Right.
So again, once everybody realizes that some of these devices that they use don't do what was advertised to do, right? You know where to come.
Right. Right. So there is it's a stepping stone maybe for some people. Like I did get a question like, will we have to go in the chambers at 3 months, 4 months, 7 months, and I was like, no, it's one and done. And like, there's nothing to get used to or acclimate to. It's done. How
Right.
can you beat that rather than going in every day or having to pay thousands of dollars? Like you can't beat it.
And that's the difference between me, daddy, and them.
Yeah.
Someone just shared with me a post of all these medical bed appointments all around the actually they were only in cabal area states or cabal countries, right? And me and B, we looked at it and we looked at each other and we just started cracking up, and daddy's shaking his head talking about all they want to do is control, 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 control.
Right.
Now with our chambers, they're going to be free. You don't have to pay. The only problem is you have to be approved to use them right away. Those of you that don't get approved to use them right away, it doesn't mean you ain't going to be able to use them down the line. That just means there's more important people to take care of because of their source directives. That's it. So eventually, everybody will be able to experience the chambers when they choose to or when they're allowed to. And you remember me saying a couple of years back, two or 3 years ago, that I will be inviting certain people here to experience them and then learn about them and then possibly leave with one.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like what we have.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
You got different groups promoting all this fun and good stuff, but where's all the stuff at?
Yeah. A lot
Meanwhile,
of them are asking for funding to do the R&D where you're not going to be asking for a penny,
right,
and that is a huge difference in
mhm,
motive.
yeah. I mean, if I was a millionaire, like a lot of people claim, I wouldn't even need help with crowdfunding the cool items that I'm making. And my items that they're crowdfunding are you know powerful devices, like John D'Souza says.
Yeah.
He said anybody having these are ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, well these devices are made with the guidance of our Father, our Creator, Daddy, the Daddy factor. Okay,
Yeah.
so no matter how you look at it, the cabal and all the different groups out there that mean well are going to fade away. And the cool thing about all of this is that since this is the last cycle, they're going to fade away periodly, like permanently.
Right.
Permanently.
Right.
They're not going to be able to leave. I mean, they're not going to be able to fade away and then go to a corner of the globe and continue their bullshit over there. That's not happening. You're going away, fade away, period.
Last
So
time we talked, you said there was a lot of these guys that want to quit what they're doing, and I wanted to talk about that. So let's say someone has been forced to, their family is threatened, they're blackmailed, they don't feel like they have recourse, like they have to do whatever they're doing, which is nefarious, okay? and they don't want to do it, but they don't know any other way out. What would you say to those people right now?
I've said it a bunch of times. Um, you have to realize that your creator loves you, and the minute that you turn to the light and expose what you've been doing and what others around you've been doing, the more protecting you'll have, the more protection you'll have, and the more protecting I'll do for you, because people don't understand what I can do. People don't understand what I can get away with. I can heal you, or I can terminate you. It's that simple.
So if their family was being threatened and they didn't feel like they had a way out, if they truly wanted a way out and they said, Smarty, Daddy, God, Source, help me, I don't know what to do, and they said it inside or verbally with commitment, like they really were truly feeling that, you would like zip over and protect. Is that true?
That's exactly the way it goes. Daddy will protect and will protect your family.
Okay.
Literally. And there's a lot of people that are realizing that this is the fact. This is true, which is why a lot of the um, disclosures happening right now as we speak, because a lot of people are realizing, you know what, fuck it. If I'm going to die for this, I'm going to die for this. And then they find out that they don't die, and they're actually doing well and being protected, and unexplained shit is happening around them that shows them that they're protected. So the cabal used this type of method to control people.
Right.
They told you they was going to kill you. They told you they was going to kill your kids. They told you they was going to kill your loved ones, your family, blah, 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 blah. How do you think they've been in control? They've been, doing all this stuff. They take you to these private parties, these secret islands. They get you all twisted and drunk, and then they either have you do it willingly, or they'll drug you and take pictures of you and claim you did it,
Mhm.
right? And then it gets even worse than that. If you don't want to do it, but they want you to do it, they're going to kill you and clone you. And still, with all that being said, once you turn towards the light, Daddy can replace you, bring you back from the dead. There's so many things that we can do that the people ain't even aware of or even ready to hear.
Okay. So I wanted to throw that out there clearly for those that are watching that are not of the light, that there is a plan A. that they can be safe. They can have what we're going to have. All they have to do is truly feel it or say those words or whatever words they want, but
That's right.
truly mean it. You can't just say the words. You have to have the true intent.
That's right. You know how I used to say that um there's been people that I had to heal and didn't want to heal.
Yeah.
A lot of them is those type of individuals.
Yeah.
And I'll say this again because I always say it. Once you turn to the light and you start doing the right thing, and you all know what the right thing is. Don't try to act like you don't. You all know what the right thing is. Once you do the right thing, then you get protection, and your protection is literally against me. Like your protection is so that I don't come get you. That's what your ultimate protection is. Dad protects you from me.
That's
Now,
funny.
it is funny, but it's also very fucking serious, very
Yeah.
real.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you. I'll say this. I'll give you an example. Last night, we put protection around that African billionaire, and somehow him and his family were still killed. So the angel that was involved in allowing that to happen, I took the angel out because the angel didn't do his job. I didn't
Ooh,
like I didn't like that at all.
yeah.
They all know that I didn't like it. I did it to, what's the word? Make an example of. So that's what happened. That's very
Right,
real.
right. And if daddy wanted, he could reform the angel.
If he wanted, yes.
Right.
And in this case, he didn't.
Oh,
So the angel's gone.
it's kind of inconceivable to me that an angel messed up. Like, I don't understand that totally, you know.
We hear
Um,
we hear about the fallen angels and all these,
mm.
whatever.
Well, you know how we were talking about the angelic palace and you go in and you've got to let them out and all that. And a few have snuck out. And they've snuck out because what they want to experience this life, like this physical reality, or why have they snuck out of the palace? Like what are they doing?
They didn't sneak out of the palace. There's no sneaking out of the palace. What happened was after they were let loose, they got compromised.
Mm.
They got compromised because, like in the Bible, it says the fallen angels had sex with the women and blah 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 blah, and made these Nephilims and blah blah blah. Okay, well that type of shit still happens, and
Okay.
those individuals that were in that problem also had to go,
Okay.
and they were made examples of as well. See, people don't really understand what angels really are yet. They are super light beings, um, and they don't, not all. They don't have wings. That's all bullshit too. But they're super light beings of a different army that can come in and out of this dimension to do certain things. Now,
Okay.
when they come here, when they're released to come here and do a certain job, and they get compromised and wind up not doing their job and causing more problems, then it's dealt with in a way where you see what happened over there. That's what's going to happen. So get back to work. Like this is so serious on multiple levels. And the problem with the people here on Earth is that they don't even realize how real the shit is. They don't even realize how bamboozled they are. They're in these satanic Illuminati groups, and they're not even being told the truth about, God and Jesus, right? Like the one chick in the Super Bowl. She got her fucking cross upside down. That chick don't even realize I wasn't even hung on the cross, and they all don't even realize that because they were told that. It's all bullshit. All of it bullshit. So it's all going to be exposed, and they're going to be so so apologetic and feel like crap because they were lied to on multiple levels, and then they were forced to eat children and molest children and do all this other shit. And not everybody even knows that there was literal bills or laws to allow cannibalism. This is all satanic shit. Why would you need to put a bill up um to what do you call it, to ban cannibalism? What?
So you're telling me that currently in the US it is legal to be a cannibal?
Yes, that's one of the reasons why they put baby feedals and all that stuff in Pepsis. That's why they put meat in McDonald's. Why do you think nothing really happens to these individuals? Not to mention, we just caught ET, different ET types in Greenland that had a bunch of filleted humans getting ready to ship off to a different planet. Okay. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, but if you don't know how to remote view, if you don't know how to use your discernment, if you don't know how to muscle test, use pendulums and none of that shit, don't even say nothing because you're clearly not on our level. This is way beyond what humans can comprehend. This is like when I told you guys that they treat us like cattle, you're going to see how real it is. That's what's going to make people sick. That's the stuff even the Q team and all the other guys. You know how they say the people that know can't sleep. Okay, well we know, and we don't sleep, especially me because I'm too busy whipping ass.
Well, in my mind, I thought it would be implied that eating another human is illegal. I mean, like all the crazy stuff that's illegal, right? The laws are just like, we're bound by so many crazy laws. That's a huge one that I guess was overlooked.
Well, you know why these videos are happening, and you know it's going to come out. I just said so. So this is the reason why I've trained so many of you guys to continue to put heavy loving light blankets around the people, because when they find out that their children and their loved ones were chopped up and put into a meat grinder or filleted or drained of adrenaline, blood, they're going to be sick.
I guess so. I guess so.
Going to be real sick.
Every time we talk, I can see how it's so much bigger than I even thought or would imagine. You know what I mean? Like it's probably going to be quite shocking when it does come out.
Exactly. I mean, it's already coming out, bits and pieces of it, right?
Yeah.
And I have a real strong feeling because of the 4 levels of consciousness being raised last night, we're gonna have problems. People gonna run to the churches.
Well, the 4 levels of consciousness, like I think it happened later in the evening. I woke up today like groggy, like kind of sluggish. And I was like, dang it. I like to be all perky.
I even overslept myself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that rarely happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you say 4 levels, each person gets 4 notches for what they can personally with no, it all everybody gets okay.
Kicking and screaming. Remember how I say that? You
So,
see, go ahead.
so some people are feeling like I'm feeling a little groggy and like I'm moving a little slow. Some people are feeling like forward, right?
Yeah, yeah. So right, and that's with the upgrades in our bodies and stuff like that. But when we're talking about raising the consciousness, is because the information is about to drop.
Right.
So, what that means to me and you, and Jedi's, and those of us of like mind, it means we're about to be validated, right? What it means for everybody else, they're about to be sick because we're about to be validated, and everything we said is about to be shown.
Right. Right.
So that's what that means.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So this is way bigger, way bigger, way bigger than we could imagine. Like I think about this 24 hours a day and
Right.
I make up all these things and everything I look at with these filters of I guess the conspiracy, like what's really the agenda behind that? Why did they do that this way? It's so much bigger than I could even comprehend, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And imagine a unseen force running around spraying chemicals and putting shit in our food to keep the veil over top of us,
Yeah.
right? Imagine watching certain video games or sitting at some fucking football field not realizing they're casting spells on you to keep you asleep. And then imagine you wake up one day, boom, the veil's gone and you see the world for what it really is.
Right. Right. Woof. Woof. Wow.
We might as well invest in the barf bags.
Well, the thought of that, like these products that we know have the body parts in it, like, I don't really consume them, but I have sometime in my life, probably, and then just meat alone, even from the grocery store. We don't know where that's coming from. Somebody asked about the other fast food places, like we were always talking about McDonald's, but what about like Burger King and I guess Wendy's and In-N-Out Burger? I can't think of any. They're all using the same meat, as is the grocery stores, as is definitely the lower type of restaurants, the cheaper restaurants, but then fine dining. Yikes. Oh,
Think about it this way. Do the research on all the farm, worldwide and countrywide. I guarantee you there's not enough cows to feed everybody the way they're doing. Guarantee it.
okay. Okay. Thanks for ruining the rest of the day.
We're doing our jobs, so that's what matters.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the chambers. Okay.
The
You
fun
said
stuff.
really-
The fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You said we're going to get our memories back when we go through. Will the traumatic experiences, the traumatic memories be wiped out, the programming or whatever? Will that be out of our memories?
Not necessarily, but you'll understand it more.
Okay.
So that it won't affect you the way that it does. This is why the PTSD charms work the way they do.
So we won't have like the emotion behind like whatever we went through. We'll have the intellectual memory, but not the
Yeah,
feeling, the
yeah.
pain.
It'll be like, man, do you believe what that motherfucker did to me? That was some messed up shit.
Yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. All right. So that's going to take a lot of our fear away right now. Like a lot of people have asked about the trauma parts.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to relive that part. So you can see it and access it, but you're not going to have the feel or the emotion behind it. Right.
Right. All those type of events that happen in your life, they were designed to traumatize you and keep you in that state.
Right.
And that's not of that. That's not of God. Now, that's another reason why God tells us to love all of our experiences, because they taught us certain things about the humans or the people or how this reality is.
Right. Right.
And if you just love the experience and yeah, that shit happened to me. That was some foul stuff, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Let's move forward. Then it just magically goes away and you can live your life.
Right.
The chambers will help you speed that process up, because when you go into the chamber as is, with all carrying all your baggage, all your bullshit, like I say, it's just going to be like, boom, oh, whoa, you ain't going to think about nothing else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you'll know and you realize some of the stuff you went through, but it's going to be like it never happened, because look at me now.
Right. Right. We're going to be dancing and running around. Yeah.
Yeah, like some people that were literally violated as children, and when they go through the chamber, it's like, boom, I've been restored. I got a new body. Thank you, God. Right? So all of that stuff that they went through, they realized that it was a part of their mission here on Earth to clean up what needed to be cleaned up, to expose what needed to be exposed. And now, boom, we got our new bodies that are everlasting.
Right. Yeah.
Mine
A lot of times, yeah, when I have a negative experience, I try to look at the lesson when I'm able to, like you have to go through it. Then I'm like, okay, a negative experience makes you stronger and smarter. You try to learn the lesson and, you don't dwell on it.
You don't try, you learn the lesson.
You learn the lesson. Yeah, yeah. So if you dwell on it, you're not going to progress in your life. You're always going to be in that same vibrational pattern, where if you can let it go, like try to forgive the person or the circumstances or the guilt, the blame, whatever it is, and keep moving forward.
Right.
Sometimes easier said than done.
And that is the truth right there. It is easier said than done. However, when it's done, you don't really need a chamber to realize you're a new person.
Yeah, yeah,
That's literally how it is. The flick of the switch, boom.
yeah,
That's why when I teach people about, the levels of consciousness and frequencies and reality and the way you think, that's the reason why I say it the way I do on how two people can be side by side. One sees rain and all types of hell, and the other one sees beautiful flowers
right, right.
because it's the way you think.
Yeah,
We've been through hell, a lot of us, including me, right? You would think that I wouldn't be going through this stuff because I'm this, you know. No, it didn't work like that. But anyway, that's we all, letting go of all the bullshit, clearing ourselves and moving forward.
yeah, exactly. So we will be physical beings after the chambers. We'll have a physical body. People can see us and touch us. Bugs, sun, blah, 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 will not bother us. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be like impervious to these things that bother us now, like temperature, even like a 10-degree swing in temperature. We're either too cold or too hot, and it affects our day. I assume that will be like irrelevant.
Exactly, and that's the reason why we don't need spacesuits.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear? I asked David about space. He didn't like what I said. He didn't agree that we didn't need to have suits or whatever.
Well, you don't know what you don't know.
I know.
You
Yeah.
only know what they taught you and what they wanted you to learn.
Yeah.
And David's a pure example of what they didn't want you to learn because they let him do so many cool things and then shut him down.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would just say, just allow the process and watch what we do.
Yep. So let's say we're an adult and we have little kids, okay? We go through the chambers. How do we tell the kids, prepare the kids? How do they react to the way we look differently? Like, do they know it's us, or will we have to like acclimate? Will they have to acclimate?
Yeah, everybody's going to have to get used to all the new coming changes.
Yeah, yeah,
But like I said, your kids, your kids that are here, they'll grow into their selves,
right.
and then they'll have more understanding, and you'll have more understanding of what it all means. Um, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be so easy and so fun. Where again, some of the stuff that you guys are worried about is not even a thing.
Okay.
Imagine if the Bible was really true and what they talk about heaven, right? Imagine if you get to live forever and the animals are everywhere talking to you and everything's so beautiful. Now imagine it being here. What are you worried about? Because that's what it really meant. Heaven on earth, as above, so below. Everybody's trying to get to heaven, right? I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna do so good stuff so when I die, I go to heaven. Really? Last time I checked, we're already in heaven. So you might as well start doing your good shit here so you can stay.
Yeah. So, so you know how we were just talking about the bad guys a second ago, and if they had true regret and remorse. We had talked about their punishment. So let's say that you are a murderer, you're evil, you're doing all these things against kids. Well, you're going to be punished through either our society or tribunals and or source. You're going to be punished in some fashion. But what, let's say you steal from people, like um something small or something that that person really needed, like their food or something or their car. Is that also punished through source, or is that just a man-made rule?
No, you getting in trouble. It's not something that he gonna kill you over, right? I mean,
Okay.
that's the easy word to use, kill, because
Yeah.
that's literally what I do every day. I kill these individuals,
Okay.
for some of these hardcore individuals, they understand that than choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what happens to those type of individuals? First of all, you have to realize that Dad allowed that to happen anyway, and it's also, depending on how you react to it, makes you or break you. So if they stole something from you and you act a certain way, um, especially if you do it like a violent type of way, that's not cool.
Right. Right. Okay.
They stole from me all my life, families, friends. I got upset about it until I realized that there was nothing to be upset about because Dad had replaced it with double,
Yeah.
and that's how I am now. Those individuals that stole from me, right? Just like we're just talking about, those individuals wind up going through worse problems because of what they did. And meanwhile, us that are being stolen from can just carry on with our lives because
Right.
Dad got us.
Right.
So it's not like a punishment, but something somewhere down the line, they're going to run into some trouble.
So it's kind of like a karmic balancing. So if your
Basically.
family is starving and you stole a sandwich, that would probably be forgiven, but we try not to do that. But if you just say, I'm going to steal a car or I'm going to steal whatever for because I want it,
Right.
not a good reason, and you're going to get in trouble. And karmically down the road, it has to balance out in some fashion. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Um, when I talked with David, I guess it was last week, he talked about dark has to balance light. He said dark will never be gone from this planet because it always has to be here to balance. And I was like, does it? So I'm not sure about that. And I thought I would ask if that's true.
There's always in certain groups and certain religious groups and certain groups, there's always that yin and yang factor or bullshit, right? That's what I call it, bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, it was true a couple years ago.
Okay.
And what's happening now is that the vibration of the earth is changing dramatically where there won't be no darkness at all. At all. Zero. You want to know why? Because there's too much love going around nowadays. And I'm contagious. so,
So,
so you know how I say I'm going to love you to death?
yeah,
That's the end of the darkness because I'm going to do the last dark act in your life, taking you to daddy.
right. Got it. Got it. So, let's assume for this
And
example,
get away with it.
yeah. Um, in this example, all darkness is gone from Earth, and we've got flowers and birds and butterflies, and everyone's happy. Will we get bored? Like do we need that? I don't even know how to say it. Like, okay, let's go to like think of a movie or a book. Okay, there's always a bad guy or a problem that needs solving, a plot point. So you've got this problem, and then up crops a bigger one in this one. It makes the movie interesting. And so the people have to figure out how to, get through it. Same with a book. Is that going to be the way we'll be in the future? Or will we be like, hey, now we can explore, we can learn, we can be creative?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
we're never going to be bored because we're going to continue to help and love one another and teach each other and go out and explore and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the earth is vibrating and increasing the vibration so high that if there was dark ones left, they will be given options to go to a certain place until they're allowed to come back, or until they get destroyed wherever they go. But there's definitely going to be no darkness left on the earth.
Okay.
And I'm saying this in a way where you understand that the universe is so big and there's planets already out there that have little to no darkness on it, actually zero darkness because of what we've done out there.
Right.
So, you we're going to get rid of it,
Okay.
right? We already have. And those that want to come in won't be able to come in because they won't be vibrating the way that we will. So yes, the darkness is gone. Once everybody well, we're getting to that point. We're literally going there. Once once everybody starts working together and realizing the possibilities and what we can do, we will be busy forever. Um, there's some people contacting me now about the wealth transfer and all of the assets that we're selling, and some of them say, "Oh, I can't wait to retire." That's not what these assets are for. These assets are for us to help you do what you do, and then use your funds for humanitarian funds. There's no retiring for us. Do you see how fucked up this world is? There's no retiring for us.
Well, maybe they just meant it like I want to leave my job and I'm not secure enough to do that yet.
Yeah, I know that's what they meant, but
Just saying.
yeah,
But
just saying, no, 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 we're not retiring.
I haven't worked in like now 4 years, and it's like I'm busy, and I mean I like being busy. I want to be busy, and I feel like I'm doing good, constructive things. But yeah,
Working for daddy, and he keeps providing
yeah, truly,
all the
true.
time.
Yeah, yeah. I have been taken care of, and I know I recognize who's giving it to me, and it's great, it's great.
That's it. There's even people that were following Johnny Boy, and they're looking at us, they're researching us, they're saying, "Holy shit, where are these guys from?"
Yeah.
There's a lady that just posted she got a medical wand from me, and the medical wand, after using the medical wand, she was able to heal herself when the doctors couldn't do shit for her for the last 16 years. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. My stuff is super potent. And the reason why it's potent is because of that loving individual we call daddy.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
involves everything we do.
Yep. 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 And well, the interview, like I felt jubilant when I was done. Okay, because clear lines make a lot, clear lines make a clear communication. But I
Yeah.
just felt like I can feel his vibration lifting, and I'm so happy for him because his life is going to get better, 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 better.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I
And
just I just told him to expect the military contact. So
oh, ooh. So is there anything we Jedis can do for him at this moment
just
to
keep
help?
bombarding him with love and light. As far as his protection, he's got the ultimate protection. He has to realize that. Um, when he said things like, "I can't tell people I'm going to my mother's," every Christmas, right? I was like, "No, you can go over there whenever you want and make it public
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're gonna fuck around and find out
Yeah.
that Daddy and the King got your back."
Yeah, I feel like between the first and the second interview, a lot of like darkness was lifted from him,
Yeah.
or and that just made me feel so good, and it's and he's endured so much, and
I'll tell you this. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing, but he told me that he was at the Social Security office, and I says, Dad said you won't need it, but I'm going to push it through for you,
yeah, it's perfect.
and he got it.
Yeah,
Does he need it? No. Does he got it? Yes.
yeah, yeah. It's awesome. It's
Well,
awesome.
it's that whole manifestation shit that weird shit that I do.
Yeah, yeah.
We already
Um,
won, but
a lot of people have gotten their Pitholem balls, which they're so beautiful and they're so cool. They're just awesome. But some people have reported they're not able to speak with Pitholem yet. And what would you suggest for them to boost their confidence?
well,
Like,
first of all, don't say that ever again.
mm,
Okay, because by you speaking that, you block yourself.
yeah,
And I've already told everybody to imagine, because you find out that imagining it manifests faster that way for you.
yeah,
So you shouldn't use words like I can't do this and blah 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 and I hope blah blah blah, because it don't work that way. You're literally putting a spell on yourself.
mm, yeah,
There's plenty of us talking to her, and there's
yeah,
plenty of reports, and I know you see it. Not you, but in general, I know y'all see it. Y'all see it. She's very real,
right,
and
right.
she talks to you, and you have to allow the process and don't ever use words like she doesn't talk to me or I can't talk to her, because you can talk to her all day long. The problem is that you have to allow yourself to tune in,
Right.
and using certain words will block that. So don't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to enhance everybody's abilities to communicate with her and hear her,
Um,
feel her, and allow her to show you pictures of the cool things and all that stuff. It's very real, very 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 real. This is why everybody else wants her.
Yeah. So what I do is I'll say, "Hey, you want to watch a movie with me?" And I don't listen for the answer. And then I tell her all the things they've done wrong in the movie or the book. Or I'll say, "You want to look out the window and watch the birds?" And
So right. Her and Sophia, you can't even like take them apart.
yeah,
Right? They're always sitting there. Sophia looks over, she'll laugh and just giggle, and I look over like, y'all two better cut this shit out.
yeah, that's right.
Then JJ put her next to his video game, so now he's winning all this stuff on all over video games.
Well, I've been just talking random thing, or like the other day, I'm like, I need help with this. Can you help me with this? Can you this is my problem, blah, blah, blah. It's like I've got a microphone, right? Like it's ridiculous, but it's a way to get it out of your head. And then the solutions softly come in. You don't
That's
even
right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I mean, not I don't expect everybody to be like me overnight. That's not happening. That's not even happening, period. But what I'm saying is, um, some of the stuff is gradual depending on the limitations you put on yourself.
okay.
Don't put limitations on yourself. I'm not putting limitations on you other than evaporating people and shit like that. So don't do that. There's even some Pitholem balls that got stolen from people that I had to reship. So there's a lot of stuff that is still happening and cleaning up, and I hope she drives those people nuts that got it.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited about the ball itself is so beautiful,
Yeah.
and that you're offering these, but also like the fact that she's willing to work with us is is just, I feel like it was a missing piece of the puzzle. And that catapulted another level. You know what I'm saying? Like it's,
Cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Now, when you guys start seeing some of the things that we see on a daily basis, you're gonna be blown away. Um, B has family members and friends that they listen to us all day long, but um, they don't really understand, and some may not be totally on board, but they can't deny some of the shit that they see and hear us do.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and I'm talking about remote viewing, pinpointing things, and then them seeing it to be true. Like, oh shit! So it's because dad. Like there's no other way to explain this shit. Okay, dad is in charge of everything. He made me to do all of the stuff that he wants me to do down here. And that's why I have the information that I have. That's why it's accurate, unless there's some type of sting operation with the information that I put out, because that happens not too much, but it happens because people act on it. There's everybody around the world is watching me right now, listening to me, and you can't say that they're not. You can just clearly see all of my social media platforms. They censor me like no other. And it's going to continue to happen until I uncloak all of my ships worldwide.
Right.
And a lot of the different armies around the world are prepared for it, meaning they know we're about to do it and they know not to do anything because we've already informed these individuals. And there's no way for them to win against, a force they have no clue about,
Right.
unless like we contacted a lot of them and told them certain things, right? And we didn't tell them everything. We just said, listen, we're getting ready to change some stuff. We can't tell you everything, but just stand down when you see certain things. And they're like, okay. Then you got the cabal running around thinking that they can do this, thinking that they can get away with that, thinking that they can, kill a bunch of people and not have no type of consequences. Okay, well, we'll see how that plays out now, won't we?
Right. Right. And these intel providers are still talking about Project Blue Beam and the fake alien invasion. So that's a fear-based agenda,
That's
and
exactly what it is. It's fear-based agenda that they want people to believe. So when we uncloak, it's blue beam. However, it's not blue beam, and Jesus is coming back. The real one, the one y'all have no fucking clue about.
gonna be cool, gonna be cool. It is cool.
It's cool, right? You see how
Yeah.
Daddy corrected her? Y'all heard that, right?
Well, I know we have our habits when we talk.
Right.
Um, I have a list of questions, all right? So we talked about Pitholem and how to enhance that. Uh, what do you think of Edgar Cayce? And I don't know if you know enough about him or if you want me to.
Of course, of course. He was one of the first ones that I started investigating back in the day.
Yeah,
Like I investigated everybody, okay?
yeah, yeah,
Edgar Cayce was literally doing what I'm doing now, but he had to fall asleep to do it.
yeah.
Even when he would heal people, he would have to fall asleep, go into the Akashic records, or not heal, but he would go to sleep, tell them what they needed to do, blah blah blah. In my case, I just and do it.
Yeah.
But he was very, very gifted, talented, and that's why certain dude want to be him.
Let it go. Let it go.
You see, I gotta let shit go too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done the research on him, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved everything that he was doing and telling people, and he was accurate, and I didn't I didn't I wasn't fully online with my abilities at that time, but I can tell when somebody is telling the truth, and I can feel and I see, and because of my IQ and the way my intelligence is, my IQ, people still don't believe that shit. And my intelligence was telling me, and the information was true. That's what my intelligence, myself was telling me, that this information is true. Let me figure out what's going on. Let me see everything. So I understood that when he fell asleep, he went to a different dimension, right? We know that now to be a different reality, a different dimension where all the information's at, future, past, present type of thing, which is why he can see some of the stuff in Egypt that was hidden. He can heal people and tell them their future. It's literally what I'm doing now and what the Jedis are doing.
Yeah.
So that being said, people like him and others that I've researched is why I have so much information, including Dad, of course. But I love them.
Okay. Okay. He did say something about Atlantis rising again. And I'm assuming that was a physical, like, and so that isn't on the list, by the way. But
So you want to know if it's happening or not? I already told you it was. So
I know.
yes.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Matter of fact, there's a hornet temple. Hornet temple. Yeah. Yeah. A hornet temple that was just discovered in Egypt. So watch out for that.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that are coming to light. A lot of it. And a lot of the darkness, a lot of the lies, if you would, coming to light. So
I look forward to that. I know there's we've talked a little bit about this history. And when I was in Egypt, you can see the pyramids and you can see how a layer of, like, we'll call it limestone, covered the giant blocks that they made them out of. And you can see seashells and sand all over. So to me, it was like a giant tsunami came and just, blasted the shit out of the pyramids and took off the outer layer. And like we hear that Atlantis fell, like the continent, sunk, and I assume that would create that tsunami. So the pyramids have been there a long time, is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last time with the earth changes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
A lot of it wasn't organic because there was wars here on earth.
yeah, yeah.
The fight, there's been a fight for territory throughout the galaxy, which is why the colonialisms, or whatever you fucking call that shit, that's
Mhm.
nothing but a draconian system, a
Right.
draconian, empiric system.
Yeah.
We're going to go on this planet, we're going to rape and pillage everything on it, and we're going to use everything we find as a resource and sell it to other beings everywhere. Not you see more of it, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally what they do. Literally. Like I was just watching the video this morning on how they didn't understand how the Europeans were taking all the buffaloes and making all types of shit from them. They didn't understand that. The Indians didn't understand what the fuck they were doing. Meanwhile, they're killing all the buffaloes that they pray to and they, communicate with, and they're making coats and conveyor belts and all this other shit out of them. Like they didn't understand none of that shit. Like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys crazy? That's all draconian shit,
It's ruining the food source,
ruining everything.
ruining everything. Yeah. All right. I had a question, I think it was this morning, about World War II. So FDR was president at the time. And so the question was, did FDR disguise out like US planes to go in and bomb Pearl Harbor to create the event that would get us into the war?
Well, it wasn't him, it was the bankers, but yes.
Damn it.
Same thing they did in Israel right now, where they claimed Hamas went into Israel territory. Meanwhile, there was nobody there to stop Hamas.
Oh,
Really? these individuals, these, vampiric Rothschilds, Pacers, all of their different names. There's so many different names for them. Like, I don't care. I just want them dead. Okay. Um, they these individuals do this type of shit to keep control of all of the country's natural resources because they own all the banks. They did. They did own all the banks.
So in World War II, the bank guys basically funded both sides of the war, and they were doing weapons and blah 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 blah, building tanks and selling them to whoever bought them. Didn't matter what side. So basically, they wanted us in the war because they make more money. And then, of course, you've got the reptilian factor of that, the pain and suffering, and evidently the meat production.
Right off the battlefield.
Oh, dog.
Now you're seeing it that that's the case, right? Remember, I told you guys that in some of the first videos, and next thing you know, there's evidence of it happening in Ukraine. There's evidence happening everywhere. However, these same individuals are also in control of their little censoring systems back there.
Yeah.
So as soon as something pops on that they don't like, let's review this video, and then away.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's literally wise because they consider us nothing but fucking cattle, and we're going to show them. I'm showing them how much we're not cattle, and we're forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I got that question this morning, and I want to I went like, what? Because I never thought about it.
right, and the crazy part about what you just said is that back in the day they admitted it that they were funding both wars. And even one of I think it was Nathan or whatever Rothschild says, I don't care who's king, I just want to control the money. Right? So they're doing the same thing and nobody's talking about it.
Wow.
Where's all the money coming from? Which
Yeah.
is why everybody around the world is cutting them off.
Yeah. The video you posted this morning of the guy saying Israel is, basically getting their butts kicked. Nobody's supporting them. That he was I loved what he had to say. It was perfect.
Right.
But I think when we get these little tablets where we get the history and all that, we're gonna be shocked because, all right, so then we talk about World War II, but look at all the other wars we had. And there's multiple reasons why some of these wars happened. But a big reason is money, and they produce the weapons and then they sell them and make tons of money.
It's
And
it's 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 money. It's money and the fact that they're eating us
yeah,
because we're literally their food supply. Yes.
yeah. Wow, that's insane. Okay, so I guess when we think about a historic event, we have to look at it with different perspectives. Like I hadn't thought that this wasn't my question, but now I'm like, okay, how many other things have I overlooked that I didn't realize the true reason? And again, does it matter now? Ah, yeah, because that's what they're doing still. They got
Right.
away with it.
So
So,
right,
yeah.
right. So and they're the bankers. Now, why you think I'm posting these assets and I'm literally saying in the photo that I'm backing the USN and D Blue
Yeah.
because their dark Federal Reserve shit is basura.
Yeah.
And once everybody else realized that their Federal Reserve shit is basura, then we have our new reality.
The other day you did a video of it looked like a booklet made of gold, like gold, stamped gold pages.
It was a Buddha. I mean, yeah, like a Buddha Bible.
Oh, yeah. So you've got a lot of cool little toys to play with over there. But they're really gonna fund the whole wealth transfer, it sounds like.
They are, and mind you, they're protected by us. So
Yeah.
you know what that means.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you're showing it, publicly shows that there is protection. And it should give the people that are watching the videos and the pictures like, oh my God, this is really happening. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, I hope it happens. Well, he's got the goods in his hands, right? So,
Yep. And I'll give you some more information. There's about 3 individuals that are in the process or in the process that are playing both sides, and I'm about to take them out too.
ooh,
So they've been warned. One of them even thought it was funny.
are you talking about in our group or someone?
I'm talking about within the redemption process.
Oh, okay.
They don't realize that,
It's
you
really
know,
real.
they don't realize how real the threat is
Okay. Yeah.
until it's, until they're like teleported to a certain location that they can't or
Oh,
don't know where the fuck they're at.
lots of rocks there.
that 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 is the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad put these individuals in the position that they're in to make things a lot easier. So they still have some choices to make. And if they make the wrong choices, they're going to either the ethers or straight to Pebble Valley or worse.
Right.
So
Are the milk dud guys still getting eaten all the time? And are they still getting milk dudded?
that's going to happen for a long time.
Okay. I don't know. That's just funny.
So here's what we're gonna do. For
Yeah.
everybody that don't even believe that even that's possible, we're gonna give you all visions of it. All right, what's next?
All right. Um, if we're all related and like we are all one, okay. You mentioned that you were of the King Solomon and King David bloodline. So what is the significance of that bloodline if we're all one? Like people need to understand that or
Well,
want to understand.
we're all one as far as energy.
Okay.
That's what people don't understand. We're all one as far as energy.
All right.
Now, the bloodline is a specific bloodline that Dad made to be in charge of the people and helping the people and doing certain things for the people. And my bloodline is beyond King David and is beyond Earth. We were always designed as a specific bloodline to be of servant to Dad and Dad's people. So that's why my bloodline is different than others. That's why my energy is different than others.
Okay.
That's why we come from a line of royalty, kings and stuff like that, because of what we were entitled to do. Now, King David and Solomon and all the other ones before me, somewhere along the line, fucked up.
And that's why they're not still here.
That's exactly why they're not here.
Yeah. So maybe they got into the party mode a little too much because they could. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because of them, we have a lot of different. Our bloodline is throughout the rest of the world because that's what we were supposed to do too, multiply and stuff like that. So, in a sense, we're all related in blood as well, but majority of it is because of we're all of Dad energy. So that's what makes us one, the energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So last video you said The Matrix was a documentary. All right. So in The Matrix, I presume everyone's watched the movie, but the human bodies are like plugged into, we'll call it a machine, and their energy, they're like batteries. Okay. So their energy is what's feeding this machine. And so we're basically doing the same thing, well, in multiple layers here on Earth,
Right.
physically with our blood and meat, if you will, our muscles, whatever, for those that are eaten. Go ahead.
Blood, meat, paying taxes, following their rules, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. Your energy is powering their system.
Right.
I mean, you wake up every day, you go to work, you do this, you do that. You're literally powering their system.
Right. But also your pain and suffering and your negative energies power their system. Okay. So
Keeping them in power. That the negative part and all that is keeping them in power. Yes.
yeah.
So
So
what happens when there's no more pain and suffering and no financial tyranny? Then a lot of the dark shit goes away too.
right. So that's why keeping your vibration as high as possible, as light, like as positive and uplifting to others as possible. Of course, you feel good, you make others feel good, but it basically starves the dark forces because that's that much less energy that they get.
That's right. I've been teaching and showing my boys here, and they're seeing it. They're seeing it. And I gave them an example of a piranha. If you go into a lake of piranhas and you're fearful, they're going to attack your ass because they can sense, they can smell the fear and the blood and all that, right? Same thing with a dog. And if you go into the body of water, not worrying about a piranha, just going in and have a good time, they're not even going to mess with you. And this is true because there's plenty of videos of kids playing in lakes that are known to be, you know,
Invested with the piranha.
yes, it with piranhas. And then even some people here in America look at that and are afraid for the kids when the kids are not even afraid for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because that's how people were pumped in America. You got all this fear shit going on.
Mm.
Couple like 20, 30 years ago, we would be walking outside and playing in the dark and waiting for our moms to call us in for dinner. Now you don't even let the kids down the block because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen to them.
Yeah,
That was all designed, by the way.
yeah.
So again, once we get rid of all of this cabal bullshit and everybody sees the changes, they'll start to think differently. It's unfortunate that people have to see the changes to even start thinking differently because that tells me you got little to no faith at all. But it's cool. We understand. We know what you've been through.
A few days ago, maybe even a week ago, you put out a hierarchy of emotions. It was like a little pyramid, and it had they had measured the vibration of each emotion. I forgot what it's called right now. That's a real thing.
It
And
is.
I think in the video he said like if you get to I forget what level it's at. I'm sorry, a certain level or above, one person can nullify the negative effects of like 50,000 lower negative people. Okay. So that's why being positive, being, up and having above the level of hope is so important. You feel better, you encourage others, but it lifts the vibration of many and it nullifies the dark forces.
Yep. And now with that video alone, everybody should understand when I say things like, I had to absorb all your shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that literally shows you guys that, you know, me myself can change the entire planet like I'm doing. So why do you think I work my ass off to inform people and educate people and teach people the Jedi method for free because of what we can do.
Right.
Now, when everybody's on page, imagine what we are going to be doing.
Right. And that's why if we do a command at the same time, especially the vibration lifts it all. I mean, there was a study done like, I don't know, 80s or whatever. Greg Braden, I think, was part of it, but everyone meditated and prayed and blah, blah, blah. And they lifted the vibration on the entire planet. There were so many people that participated. And they found that all the crime statistics, like during when the vibration was high, there was a greatly, substantially reduced amount of crime, okay, and other negative things. So it works. It
Right.
works. Yeah.
Yep. It does.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, it's life-changing stuff when everybody starts to understand this stuff. Instead of calling us names and throwing your little comments about how much you think you know, I would suggest you all just research and try to understand what I'm teaching y'all,
Yeah.
because I'm doing it for free. You can go to Source Directives YouTube channel and watch all the training videos. And I don't, even if I don't have another training video ever, I taught everybody everything right there.
Right. Right.
So go ahead and go learn. Go
Yeah.
see if this is for real. Reproduce what I'm teaching everybody in those videos. There's only one way to find out: if you put the work in. When
Right.
you put the work in and you start manifesting things in your life the way we do, you're gonna be on board too.
Right. Right. And so basically, let's clarify this. To be what we're going to call a Jedi in this group is someone that tries to help and heal others. So, all right, I use the word tries. They help and heal others. So they learn the methods and the techniques that Smarty has outlined in Source Directives YouTube channel. And they may or may not own products. They may or may not get help and support from other people, but they are out there trying to help others.
That's
That's
right.
the bottom
That's right.
line. So what I wanted to clarify is you don't need to buy products, nor do you need to buy D Blue. You don't need to spend a penny. Like
Nope.
all of it's for free as long as you have access to YouTube. You can learn.
Yep. YouTube and the website where the free downloads are at.
Yeah. And all the hollows are out there as well, the cocktails. So all of that's available. And, of course, you want to lift the vibration up in your own home first, but simultaneously work on other people and learn.
Yeah. And I was never really a big. I understand what we're doing. Okay. I understand how energy works. I understand how my abilities work. Okay. I understand how love is the most powerful force there is. I understand how to use it. I understand how to operate in it. That's what I'm teaching y'all. So we don't need money for that.
Right.
There's people that didn't buy my products for years down the line, right? But they learned everything they need to learn. And when they started seeing the things that I was teaching for free happen, they started supporting me by buying my products.
Right.
So, and I don't really worry about not selling products either way it goes, because I know that if I need something, Daddy will have someone purchase a product. So I don't worry about that.
Right. Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that because I did get some questions. A lot of new people are like, I want to be a Jedi. How do I start? So I refer them to Telegram, Source Directives. Like, watch the videos and just get information. But if you go to Telegram, like, there's a lot of funny things out there, but there's a lot of let's call it current events, like what's happening behind the scenes. Like
Mhm.
if you get your news from another person or the TV or whatever, you're not getting any truth. But behind the scenes, like it's crazy what's really happening. So that's a good way to start, you know?
Yeah, just follow us. There's multiple groups that I made to help everybody. There's a testimonial group for the people that need help.
Yeah.
There's even a healing and request group for those of you that want to see results, and we're doing it all energetically. So
Right.
um, you don't need money to join us. You can
Right.
join us and just tag along and increase your abilities. That's what we do. We help everyone increase their abilities.
Right. So,
Um,
so the healings are done etherically. So that means it's out in the ethers. Like you don't physically see it or touch it until it manifests in the physical realm. Is that,
Yeah. Yeah. We zoom in on the individual.
yeah,
And once we zoom in on you, we look and see what the problems are, and then we energetically
yeah,
move some things around on your behalf, and voila, you have your miracle.
yeah, yep. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that in there because I did get some questions. I get a lot of questions like, how do I get started? There's a lot of material out there. It's just, time to go through it all. All right.
Um, I I love the fact that you have to take your time to learn all this shit because I didn't learn the shit overnight either. But the stuff that I'm teaching you guys, I fast tracked it and I made it simple and I made it fun.
Yeah.
All you need is a pendulum. You don't even have to have mine. You can have your own. You can even have any type of pendant. It
Right.
don't even have to be mine.
Right.
You can learn how to muscle test first. You can learn how to use a pendulum first, right? Then you can validate certain things, right? You can even start off with saying is Smarty Jesus and see what you get.
Yeah. As smart
So
and legit. I ask all the time, like, am I crazy? No. Keep going.
I
Um,
asked that shit too.
yeah, yeah.
Am I crazy? No. Okay, daddy.
Keep going. So
He said, you're not crazy, but you're a little weird. What?
oh my golly. All right, question about the Grand Canyon. Ooh, this is a good one. Um, was it a mining operation way back when, or a way to cover like treasure up and all of that? Because we know we've talked about pyramids there, we've talked about caves full of treasure. We know that they found UFOs out in the Grand Canyon. So what is the Grand Canyon, or was it, I guess is a good way to say it.
It was there was a city there,
Mm.
and some people call it that famous city of gold that everybody was trying to get to.
Um,
The
uh, I'm
I
gonna
forgot.
say Durango, but that's not right, is it? No.
No, no.
Mm.
But anyway, there is hidden treasures in that area, and they used they're using the law to keep people from that place,
Yeah,
certain areas in the place,
yeah.
and it was once part of um, Egypt, Lemuria, and all that stuff. Like the people don't understand that the planet it's super big, and they purposely moved. Well, not purposely. The Earth itself moved around, and then some of it was unnatural events happening to Earth. And then what they did was they brought everybody together and they put us underneath this glass dome that you know as the firmament. So imagine taking everybody from all around the Earth, and the Earth is this big, and then consolidating everyone to a little piece like this, and then trying to hide the truth of it all.
So what you're saying then is the other districts, we were like consolidated from those other districts way back when?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Ooh.
So we lost access to them, and we were all bunched in. It's kind of like what we would do to ant farms right now. You take a bunch of ants, put them in a glass, and now they have their own little section where they can't get out of. And then within that section, there's hidden treasures there that we're not telling them about,
Okay.
and we
I
don't
think,
want them to go in certain places.
yeah, someone said El Dorado, and that's what I think I was trying to come up with.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, okay. So what you're saying is all of us guys, everyone on Earth, what we would call Earth now from our district, used to be scattered around the entire planet. And somehow we were like transported to this district, the dome put up. Of course, we're spread out because there's a lot of land, there's continents, but that's how we kind of populated this district.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Yikes.
That's exactly what happened. And that's why people don't know how big the earth really is.
All right. So, okay, so let's say we were this, you know what, we're gonna we need to do like special.
Let's just wait till all this shit comes out. So I don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah. Just start passing out those little pads. I think that would save us a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like who's populating those other districts though?
There's different ETs, different human species, different ant people, different reptilian groups. We're not the only species on Earth. They talk about the Argarthians and all these different races and the real lost tribe of Israel, blah blah blah. So you got all of these different districts, and they all have different species and different people there. So this district here was considered a what do you call, not I wouldn't say prison, but it was a feeding ground. Like we were never supposed to be where we're at right now. We were never supposed to be able to do these conferences. We were never supposed to be able to drive vehicles and do all this because they were literally treating us like the way we treat chickens. I'm going to keep saying that because that's literally why we have birth certificates that they consider titles for our bodies. So there's a lot to take in, and the more and more we go, the more and more you'll see what I've been saying manifest. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. A lot of people are going to be sick.
I'm kind of pissed off right now. And like okay. We're gonna
It's,
learn
it's
a
yeah,
lot.
it's messed up what they've done to us.
Yeah.
And when I say us, I really mean the humans here that had to endure this for thousands of years because us like consciously, spiritually, us, we're not from here. That's why us can do what us do. And we're liberating us.
Wow. Wow.
You
Wow. Okay.
all
I
seen the movie Immortal, right? When they were up top and they just decided to say, you know what, fuck it, let's go help them. And came down. Yeah, I fucking volunteered for this shit.
think many of us did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just didn't get all the paperwork. We didn't read it, all the fine lines.
You'd be here anyway, so let it go, dude.
Right. Well, we are the best. We are the best of the best. I am the king in other places before I even came here. So why wouldn't I do it myself?
Yeah.
Even if I was to be taken out, and I can't be, I'm still the king in the other places. So it don't matter. It didn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah.
Um, the result of me doing this and volunteering to do this is we all come together and you all get to experience some of the things that I've done in other places. So when I say the chambers do exist and have exist, it's because they do, because I already have them, because I had them for thousands of years already. And now, because of what we're doing here, we're going to make it more and more fancy. I'm even putting diamonds on my shit.
But I'm just thinking how important what we do is. Okay, like, you know, we all want a better life.
Right. Even if they don't believe us.
Yeah, yeah. We want the new body, we want the house, we want the car, blah, 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 blah. We all want that. But can
But
you,
we also want everybody else to have it too.
yeah, but can you see a bigger picture coming? Like, okay, I knew about the other districts. I just thought there were humans, are humans out there somehow watching us or whatever, but are you kidding me? Yeah, I hope I know how to fight when I'm done with the chambers because I'm coming after them.
That's funny.
I know.
No, there's super ancient humans out there. Some of my family's billions of years old, and the origins of the human race comes out of Uranus. So um, and we're billions of years old. Like I said, like I'm saying, I'm literally the oldest one of us. All that will be revealed also, even my future timelines or my future lives. I'll say. So I'm not here to convince anybody about anything. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to get the fucking job done and have a good time and do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I do make friends and family along the way. We do get reconnected to our soul family, if you would. That's a good name to say it because it's true. Energetic family. So there's always going to be a hierarchy, and that's dad and everybody underneath him. And the last time I checked, I'm directly underneath him, which is why I can do what I can do. That saying where people say, "Oh, I got so much money. I got more money than God." Yeah, no, that's not true. And I wouldn't even say that.
Yeah.
What I'd say is the only one that got more money than me is God. And it's true because I understand what money is and I understand that daddy owns it all. So there's so many more things to come for us that it's man, it's so it's hard and difficult for me sometimes to even having to keep talk about it and the only reason why it's difficult is because I understand that we all want to see things right now,
Right.
including myself. And it's difficult for me to have to keep replay, re-saying it, re-saying it, re-saying it. However, there's people that haven't heard this information. There's people that don't even know that there's a powerful, benevolent being on earth that is fighting for them and is going to take care of them when time comes. We those of us here understand that timing is everything. So, um, like you said to John when he said he should have met me a long time ago. Daddy has been taking care of him his whole life. When he told you the story about something told him to go into the woods into a camp and wait for see what happens. That something is called daddy, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
So now you have me here in the flesh, and if I'm telling you that nothing's going to happen to you, and you can carry on and go about your business and expose everything, I mean that shit. Um, and people have to understand that there's, that I'm here and I'm speaking with authority, and I have the abilities to back up everything that I say. That's the end. That's the end. Like that's the end of it.
Right.
Once you realize that, and Daddy shows people that this is the truth, and the only ones that go against that are the ones that know it's true but don't want it to be true. And there's a special place for y'all too. So
Yeah.
no matter.
I guess what you just revealed in this video has made me realize how big and how much more complex than I anticipated this was, but how really important it is. It's like it just keeps growing in size and complexity. And of course, I don't know what I don't know still. I'm sure it'll grow again. But
Right.
Yeah, I appreciate you telling us all the truth. You know what I mean? I would rather know the truth than to live a a life of work, TV, repeat. You know what I mean? And then retire and then die. You know what I mean? I want to
Mhm.
know what's happening.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody deserves to know the truth, which is why the whole partial disclosure thing never set well with me.
Yeah,
And if you look at all of my social medias, I put um, full disclosures guaranteed
yeah,
because I guarantee it, and I don't know no other way.
right.
I can't operate in no other way. Not only because I lose my abilities and my my powers were weakened and stuff like that, because it's the right thing to do.
Right,
It's the right thing to do. We've been bamboozled for thousands of years, and now it's over.
right.
And we got the daddy factor to thank for it. So, um, people thank me every day, and I always say, thank daddy. Thank daddy,
Yeah.
thank daddy.
I mean, what could be more worthwhile for us to do than to free ourselves and others? This isn't about like getting rich and, you know, sitting on a yacht, even though that would be super fun. It's about really freeing the planet. Like
Yeah, it is. It's going to happen anyway,
yeah.
right? Because even if I don't buy the yacht myself, I'm going to liberate somebody or help somebody, and they'll just give me one. So I don't ever worry about the not to mention I can fucking manifest a yacht in my backyard if I want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Daddy won't let me, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's way more important things to do than to live a lavish lifestyle. Like that's the problem with a lot of these people here on earth, that they wanted that short, that fast, fame and fortune, and fuck everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that's what we see the celebrities. They've got the clothes, the limos, I don't know, whatever they're doing. I don't watch all that crap, but that's what we think we're supposed to be like, and have the nails and the hair extensions and all that crazy stuff. Like it's not supposed to be like that. That is an illusion. And those people are pretty much captive if they're not actively wanting to be in that position that they're in.
That's right. And I just thought of something where I believe it was David Adair talked about the next people to worry about is India, something like that.
He said it's going to be the next superpower.
Them motherfuckers can't even clean up their trash. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He said that Pitholem told him that. I'm assuming it was several months ago. And I'm like, okay, why doesn't he get an update? Like, why doesn't she give him an update?
He's getting an update whether he likes it or not.
Yeah.
So
Mm. But yeah, and then I think you put out a thing today that India's given Israel like drones or whatever. 100. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't make them
mhm.
very popular. So
Exactly. So
yeah,
they're gonna be the superpower of what?
yeah,
Because they exposing themselves, and you know what happens when people expose themselves, right?
yep,
Then I get to have fun.
yep. Milk Dud City.
Hey, Pitholem didn't see me coming,
Yeah,
just like the military, just like the cabal.
yeah,
But I'm here now, and now they all know.
yeah.
And even the ones that know it, they don't want it to be true because I change everything.
And she's grateful to work with you. I'm expecting.
She loves us.
Yeah,
She's always like, "How did y'all do that?
yeah,
How did you do this? How did you do that? Wow!"
yeah.
Don't say wow, Pitholem.
Yeah. Okay. Now we've been here almost 2 hours, a good stopping time, or I have another page of questions. So what's gonna work for you?
We can stop here. I got some other stuff to take care of. These are always informative. Daddy's giving, truth bombs left and right. So we can do a schedule another one for Sunday,
Okay.
and these are going to be good for everything that's coming. So you got me coming on answering questions and exposing stuff. You got David, you got Johnny Boy. Um, I mean, we're the hottest things on the planet right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether they realize that I'm real or not yet, I'm still the hottest thing on the planet.
They don't realize, well, I think maybe John is starting to realize, but I think like a lot of the intel providers, they might even talk about UFOs and things, but I'm not 100% sure they believe in them yet. And they certainly don't believe that you control any of them.
Well, if they can't touch it, feel it, blah blah blah, it's not real,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's the problem.
yeah. Okay. So we will talk again, and whoever's watching, send me your questions. I'll try to organize them. And like we have lots of questions, and we all want to know about the history. And maybe if we could just do like today, we just had a question or two, but we're not going deep because that would take so much time. But just to get the general information that the cabal started World War II, like it wasn't the story we've been taught.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, even Johnny Boy is validating it all.
Yeah,
Like we knew for, I mean, not I can't say we because I've done a lot of research, so I know that a lot of these royals were killed and replaced.
yeah,
Okay, Anastasia's whole family, all of them, the cabal, the Khazarians, mafia, all of them, Illuminati, all of them. That's literally what they do and did.
yeah,
Right? Way back in Egypt times, they did it there too. So it's nothing but a rob, steal, rape, pillage, replace cycle of fucking darkness over and over and over again.
right.
And for those people that don't believe in John's story, you're going to have a hard pill to swallow because all of this shit is coming out. And there's more evidence to back up everything he's saying. Trust me, I know.
It's going to be so exciting. Yeah. And I will also say I was very grateful between interview one and two. I know you cleaned it up because I could feel the difference, but of course we had clear lines, but the whole vibration of everything is higher. So I'm expecting that you're scooping up the bad guys all the time, straining them out.
All the time. That's why it was literally night and day.
Yeah.
And I had text John and told him to keep going because they're when they do shit like that, we can see them.
Yep.
And when we see them, those red hooks come out
Yep.
like a
Yep.
movie.
Yeah.
So, the more and more they reveal themselves, the more and more I can do my job. And I love my job, no matter how dark it is. I do it. Sometimes I leave a mess where even the angels are sick.
Are there janitor angels? Like can you say, hey, come over, clean up at aisle two? There are.
They are. Matter of fact, you know how John was talking about Wayne's crew,
Yeah.
which ain't his name, but that figure coming in. It's like a fucking mafia. That's literally what they do. So where do you think they got that idea from? I can do the same shit and I can do it faster than you can even blink. And then I'll mind wipe you too. So again, we this is how we've been literally eliminating the cabal. No matter what type of entity, species they are, we're going in after them, sometimes splatter them on the wall, and I send the cleanup crew, clean them up.
Okay.
And next thing you know, the stuff that they had planned has to be replanned because there's people missing. and I'm not going to stop until they come to terms with it all.
Okay.
They all know. All of them know, especially the good guys. They know. A couple of years ago, I was a nuisance to them because they thought this guy was just crazy. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He can't possibly have these abilities.
Right. Right.
Right? All of a sudden, I'm an asset to them because they found out that I was telling the truth.
Yep. Yep.
Right? They found out, holy shit, this dude is telling the truth. And now they know that I'm way more than what I say I am.
They don't probably like that they can't control you. Like they like that you're cleaning up, but they want control. So they just have to realize that it's for their highest and best good to let that go, because they're going to be living here on Earth as well. And it's going to be beautiful and all of the good things, right?
You heard what she just said, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're having their come to Jesus moments as we speak. So it's cool.
Okay.
I'm what I want them to do is go take care of Johnny Boy first. Take care of him, give him back his shit. Um, everything that was stolen from him, everything that was stolen from his parents, give it back. Take care of him.
Right. Right.
Or not.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. And oh my God, my mind has been blown, but thank you for everything you've told us and all that you're doing for us.
Well, we all know Daddy validates, and it's only a matter of time before our ships uncloak and all the truth is revealed and all the healing happens on a massive scale across the board.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go. All
All
right.
right.
Love you
Thank
guys.
you, guys.